Good morning from the lookout. Well, it's another day here. How about there? Is it another day there? Well, sure it is. Okay, good. Hey, just a little bit of introduction. Up on my left shoulder, those are our three kids that we're incredibly proud of. Rebecca, Isaac, and Caitlin. Cool. And this is a picture of Cape Meares Lighthouse in Oregon. And if you haven't gone there, you really should. It's beautiful. It's an incredible place to go. And our dear friends Dale and Dottie gave us that picture several years ago because in my preaching, I always talked about lighthouses. And so one day they presented us with that. They knew that was one of our favorite spots. So there you go. All right, let's get going. Today is 143, day 143. Oh, by the way, at the end of the video, if you hear a clicking sound, I'm trying out a new, Bluetooth clicker. So I'm trying to get it to work, but I think you'll hear the clicking. Sorry about that. That's what it is. All right, here we go. Day 143, 1 Corinthians 12, 4-7, and then 12-13. There are different kinds of spiritual gifts, but the same Spirit is the source of them all. There are different kinds of service, but we serve the same Lord. God works in different ways, but it is the same God who does the work in all of us. A spiritual gift is given to each of us so we can help each other. 12 and 13, the human body has many parts, but the many parts make up one whole body. So it is with the body of Christ. Some of us are Jews, some of us are Gentiles, some of us are slaves, and some of us are free. But we have all been baptized into one body by one Spirit. We have all been baptized into one body by one Spirit. And we all share the same Spirit. So none of us has more claim to God than anybody else. We just follow Jesus. We work, we worship and serve God together. Okay? Cool. Isn't that cool? And we're given spiritual gifts. And the reason we're given those gifts is to help each other, to serve the body. Awesome. I love that. 2 Samuel 2 and 3. So today we hear about the struggle between two kingdoms, the kingdom of Ishbosheth, the son of Saul, and David, king of Judah. Really, though, it's the struggle of two commanders, Abner for Ishbosheth and Joab for David. Both men are strong leaders, and Abner was quick to make Ishbosheth king over Israel after Saul died. Because that's just how they did things, okay, right? One of the sons of the king would be the next king. All right. So one king, Saul's son, Ishbosheth, say that 5 times. Ishbosheth. Okay. Saul's son, the king over Israel, has positional authority. In other words, he's the king, but he's not a very good king. He really has no authority, really. Okay. The other, David, has authority that he has earned as king of Judah. Okay. How did he earn that? Well, he earned it by all the time that he spent in the difficulties between the time when he was anointed and the time he actually became king. And so God used that as a training ground for being the king of Judah. And so we see that play out. And David is a man of integrity. And he's had his integrity tested time and time again. And he has risen to the challenge. So Ishbosheth is a weak king. Really, all he has is the name. He doesn't have much else other than that because Abner's the real authority. He's the commander of the army. And David has true authority as the king of Judah. Okay? All right. Now, today, even more than ever, we want, so I lost my place again. So David had to wait. David had to wait a long time to become king. And David has been king of Judah for 7.5 years. So even after he became king, he still wasn't king over all Israel. there was this ongoing struggle for 7.5 years. All right. So today, more than ever, we are a society, a people who want things right now. Okay? Easiest way to demonstrate that. Go to a restaurant. If they don't serve you, if the waiter or waitress or whoever doesn't come by your table pretty soon after you sit down, you're starting to get antsy. And if they don't bring your drink order pretty quick after that, you're getting antsier yet. And if they waste time, or they don't get over to take your order, or they take your order and then it's just like you're lost in the wilderness. It's more than we can take, right? Here's another thing. Here, watch this. Okay, watch it. So go to a restaurant or some place where people gather and just watch, some busy place, and watch how many people opt out of in-person conversation, people at their table or people right there with them, and how many of them spend their time staring at their phone because they just can't stand to wait. They've got to fill their time with things, okay? And I confess, I've been guilty. I try not to, but I've been guilty of that, okay? So we're in a society where we want it, and we want it now. And God is very patient. He's willing to let us wait. And we're like, come on, God, let's go. And he's willing to let us wait. He's willing to let us grow and learn and become the men and women, the young men and women, the boys and girls that he wants us to become. And so we need to pay attention in the waiting, okay? All right, so now back to Abner and Joab. Abner finally decides to hand Israel over to David. Ishbosheth makes him mad one last time, and he's like, I've had it. And he's going to hand Israel over to David, but Joab kills him. He gets revenge because Abner had killed his brother in battle. And so the story will continue. Oof. Okay, all right. This is the way it's going to be with the kings. There's going to be moments of highlight, and then there's going to be a lot of moments where we just go, ugh. Okay. All right. John 13. Now, Jesus' time is near, and he knows his time is near, right? So, chapter 13, verse 1. Before the Passover celebration, Jesus knew that his hour had come to leave this world and return to his Father. He had loved his disciples during his ministry on earth, and now he loved them to the very end. Jesus' time is near. And instead of becoming self-focused, because it's going to be terrible, instead of becoming self-focused, he gives great love and attention to his disciples. Now watch. Jesus is amazing. Watch this. Chapter 13, 3-5. Jesus knew that the Father had given him authority over everything, and that he had come from God and would return to God. So he got up from the table, took off his robe, wrapped a towel around his waist, poured water into a basin, and then he began to wash the disciples' feet, drying them with the towel he had around him. This verse is absolutely astounding to me. Jesus knows who he is. He knows that he has complete authority. He has more authority than any person ever before or since or ever will be. He has more authority. They don't even have a fraction of the authority that Jesus has. Okay, are you with me? And so, with that authority, he gets up from the table and does what none of the others would even consider doing. This was the job of a servant, a lowly servant. He gets up, he takes off his robe, he gets a towel and a basin, and he washes his disciples' feet. Wait, what? This is authority? Jesus is in his last hours, and he gives the supreme example of greatness by serving, taking the role of a lowly servant. Now listen to 13:12-17. After washing their feet, he put on his robe again and sat down and asked, "Do you understand what I was doing?" He's a good teacher. He comes back to say, okay, I demonstrated it. Now, do you understand? All right. You call me teacher and Lord, and you're right, because that's what I am. And since I, your Lord and teacher, have washed your feet, you ought to wash each other's feet. I've given you an example to follow. Do as I have done to you. I tell you the truth, slaves are not greater than their master, nor is the messenger more important than the one who sends the message. Now that you know these things, God will bless you for doing them. Now that you know these things, God will bless you for doing them. It is one thing to know what to do, and it's an entirely different thing to act on what we know. Some would say knowledge is power. It is true that knowledge is very important. And some will use their power to their knowledge to exercise control over others. But what if we, as followers of Jesus, who have the same Spirit, remember we talked about that, we all have the same Spirit, who have the same Spirit as our brothers and sisters, what if we took the knowledge given or earned and leveraged it? Now, I love this word leverage, okay? It's such a cool thought. To leverage something is to use something to its maximum advantage, okay? All right, that's what Google says anyway. All right, so we take knowledge and use it to its maximum advantage by serving and blessing someone else, not with any thought of manipulation, simply to serve, simply to love. Was Jesus manipulating his disciples when he washed their feet? No. No, he was just serving. And he was the man who was, before all time, the creator of all things. And he expressed it by serving as a servant. Can we do the same? I encourage you, look for an opportunity today to serve with nothing in return. Okay? All right. Now, in the Psalm, we're going to start Psalm 119, the longest Psalm. Okay, so it's going to take us several days to get through it. Let's start. Here we go. Verses 5 to 11. Oh, that my actions would consistently reflect your decrees. Then I would not be ashamed when I compare my life with your commands. As I learn your righteous regulations, I will thank you by living as I should. I will obey your decrees. Please don't give up on me. How can a young person stay pure? By obeying your word. I have tried hard to find you. Don't let me wander from your commands. I have hidden your word in my heart that I might not sin against you. I have hidden your word in my heart that I might not sin against you. Yes, yes. Proverbs 15, 29 to 30. The Lord is far from the wicked, but he hears the prayers of the righteous. A cheerful look brings joy to the heart. Good news makes for good health. So let's go around giving cheerful look and spreading good news today, blessing others. We can serve others with cheerful looks and good news. Let's do it. God bless you.